And I believe that your insights have been proven very helpful to create a better world, a world that we can live together. There are so many questions being posted, and we would we'll have to select the questions in lieu of time. And we would like to post just one question for each of our speakers. And it would be great if you can answer the questions within a minute.
So we will follow the order of presentations. First to Dr. Utak Jung. International Teacher Exchange. Which organization is responsible for that, and what kind of activities does it offer? So it's the UNESCO. It's the UNESCO program from FCU, and the regional education offices would make their recommendations. The final selection will be made by FCU. This year, because of COVID-19, we were not able to progress with this program, but it has been going on every year. Around October and November, the notifications are sent out, and the recommendations are made December, January, and then from March onwards, the program actually happens. The teachers are dispatched to the respective countries. And our teachers have been active in Mongolia and other Asian countries, and they have been, very well received in the respective local education communities. So once this pandemic is over, until then, I think it will be difficult. But I think by maybe around 2022, so maybe around next year, this time, I think the notifications will be sent out again. Thank you.
Second question for Principal Sophia Bun. In Cambodia, there's a lot of activities undergoing for GCED. So through GCED, I believe that. Do you have any examples of dealing with racism, for instance, by using GCED?
Okay, so through GCD, all people can get, yeah, obtain the knowledge and can create more ability in their learning, their connecting, and um, they will be, and then they will be adapt to the other society with their learning, their researching. Yeah, so it is an example of global citizen education, and even we nowadays we face to the strong problem with the COVID-19, but we still have good communication with each other. Yeah. So there, even though we have barriers, but we still have uh, exchange the experience to each other, and we get through to the purpose of the global citizen as uh, the, they all already set up. All right. So that's all for my idea. Okay. Thank you.
Next, for Mr. Jose Fernando Meja. For the peaceful classrooms, the programs that you had, do you think it will be possible to apply it in Asian countries? And if we do, on what aspects do we need to be careful on?
Thank you very much for the question. Very interesting. I'm not really sure. we had we had to explore that because, in my experience, social emotional development is kind of universal, but the cultural diversity and the differences make very difficult for me to tell you that Aulas en Paz is well adapted for the Korean context. Maybe you can explore our work with the World Bank and see if this curriculum that is called step by step is well adapted and is relevant to your context. If the answer is yes, the next step we could be explored if our materials and approaches in Aulas en Paz could be useful. But what we want to do is to share our experience and our developments with the world. So we have to be very careful about the cultural differences, but also know that we share a lot and we are the same humanity and we all are citizens of the world. So it's a really is a very good road to transit.
네, 감사합니다.
Thank you very much. Last but not least, a question for Ms. Nam Sang-eun. Through World Vision Korea, there are many programs in place with schools and with the society, and especially as you were engaged in programs with elementary school students, what do you think about the maybe the downsides to global citizenship education? I would like to understand your understanding on this paternalistic aspect of GCED. And you also mentioned that a teacher was talking about the uncomfortable truths in the process of engaging in GCED. So how can we find in harmony between this paternalistic type of factor?
네, 감사합니다. 사실 제가
Yes,
한
thank you very
세계시민 교육을 한
much.
10년 정도
I've been
연구하고
researching GCED for
현장에서
about
이제
10
활동을
years, and I've been
했는데요.
trying to put my
긍정체적
knowledge
세계시민이라는
in person.
단어는
But this
저한테는
paternalistic
생소한
GCED is
단어였습니다.
a
앞서서 제가
unfamiliar term for
제
me.
프레젠테이션에서도
In my presentation, as I've
필러들이
mentioned,
가지고 있는
World
교육의
Vision
필러들이
Korea's
여러 가지
programs.
세 가지 이제 필러 중에서
There are
하나가
3 pillars, and one of the
인권을
3 have to
증진하고
do with promoting
보호하고
human rights and protecting
실현하기
human
위한
rights,
활동들이
and
특별히
also
강조하는
implementing human rights. In particular, we're a children's organizations. We want to promote and protect the rights of children, and as way of doing that, we've been also focusing on GCED.
사실 뭐 초등학교
So in the classrooms, as we conduct GCED with primary school students, it's not more of a paternalistic type of approach. It's about looking into the universal human rights of children and of people. In other words, in the world, why do we see extreme poverty or absolute poverty? And what are the reasons behind this poverty? What kind of structural issues led to this poverty? And what should we do to solve these structural issues? What kind of solidarity, what kind of cooperation is necessary? Is the approach that we're taking when we engage in GCED. And within that framework, we provide our curriculum and we develop our curriculum based on this framework. So rather than this as a paternalistic type of view, we would like to mention that it's about looking into the causes of inequality, looking into the structural issues that lead to imbalance, and it's about changing this system and also emphasizing the importance of the role that the individual can play in the process. So that's probably the gist of
네,
GCED
감사합니다.
education at World Vision. Thank you.
긴 시간 동안 이 세션 2 참여해 주신 정우탁 원장님, 소피아분 교장선생님,
I would like to
그리고
thank
이해아
everyone
이사님,
for participating in the session two. All of the four speakers. I would like to thank you once again for your time.
세계 시민 교육
So session two was about global citizenship education and primary education, and I hope that we were able to get one step closer to the classrooms and all work together to build a globally citizenship mature society. Thank you. I would like to thank everyone.